heard of that happening to someone at a restaurant, a waitress or waiter taking her information. That's scary, but
I know.
you just hand it over.
Yeah, trusting.
Hope everything's okay. So, all right. Well, Denny, the weather it's freezing this morning.
Yeah, there's really no other way.
Driving down the road, there's ice covering every car on the street.
Yeah, can't put makeup on this one.
Yeah. No covering up that it's cold. You'll want an additional layer this morning for sure. I think gloves probably a good idea if you're going to be spending any amount of time outside. Thankfully, we're not dealing with a wind chill factor, but it is very cold. The air actually the coldest of the season here for much of southwest Idaho. So here's just another hint that winter, well, in some cases or some way, is just around the corner. After a very cold morning, we're going to be dry and chilly today. We'll get some sunshine in here for your Tuesday. Showers make a return for us later in the work week, and then we get a decent weekend ahead of our next round of unsettled weather. So here's kind of what's playing out over the next 7 days. Jet stream forecast again kind of showing us what's happening with the weather pattern. These lines that you see here, the upper winds in the atmosphere that kind of drive all of the changes moving in. So for now, we're stuck with sunshine. This area of high pressure is going to transition its way in and over our area as we fast forward into tomorrow. This is what we call a transitory ridge of high pressure. It's going to be short-lived. Will give us some sunshine and slightly warmer air, but there's our next storm. You can see it very well defined out there brewing in the Pacific Ocean there, still kind of getting situated, but it's digging down from the Gulf of Alaska, and you can see this U-shape signifying that trough that's going to bring the unsettled weather in along the Pacific Northwest and into the Intermountain West as we get into Thursday and Friday. So there's your next window for wet weather. We're talking about valley rain showers, some mountain rain and snow as this area of low pressure kind of sits over the top of us for a couple days. Then for the weekend, we get another one of these short ridges of high pressure, so we should dry things out quite a bit, especially here in southwest Idaho in the lower valleys. But then storm number 2 knocking on the door for us early next week. So kind of that active pattern, a parade of storms marching in to the northwest for us over the next 7 days. So get used to it. Again, as far as the rain chances, looking best on Friday at this point with this next storm, but I do think Thursday and Friday are going to be unsettled across the state. So depending on where you live, may run into some wet weather at least one of those 2 days, more likely Friday. And then there's that second batch of wet weather coming in early next week. We'll be watching that one closely. But for now, looking like we could bring some more rain showers and wet weather into play again in the next 7 days. So, all right, 27 in the Boise area. We're in the teens in Mountain Home and McCall, dipping down to 3 degrees this morning. It is absolutely frigid up there. They have snow on the ground, could see some icy conditions continuing, and there's fog up in the Long Valley too. Visibility not too bad at the moment, but we've seen it down to about a half mile at times. Otherwise, quiet and clear on the satellite radar. So that's good news. We're at least going to get some sunshine in the picture today. You can start to see the hints of change, the showers developing off the coastline here out west. Our next storm, again, the core of it still well off that coastline there in the Pacific, but eventually we're going to start to see these showers driving in and hammering Seattle, Portland, and those areas in western Washington and Oregon. So you can see how this transpires. Today, sunshine for us, cloud cover out toward western Washington and Oregon. There comes the rain Tuesday into Wednesday for them. We could see some heavy rainfall and some decent rain amount out there, but then the mountains will do their thing, kind of break up that precip and everything for us. Probably going to be more scattered here in the lower valleys as we get into Thursday, but the futurecast again kind of picking up on a wet window with some mountain snow as we fast forward into Thursday afternoon. So we'll be keeping an eye on these models to see if anything changes, but we can prepare for some wet weather, I think, at times, at least Thursday and Friday. For today, again, starting off in the 20s, mid to upper 20s this morning, 23 in Nampa early on, and then we're up to 40 by noon, only making it into the mid 40s, and then we drop back into the 30s quickly once that sun goes down. About 39 at 6 p.m. tonight. We'll drop back into the upper 20s to low 30s for most of the valley tonight, so not quite as cold as this last night was, or as tonight was coming into this morning, but it still will feel chilly out there for your Wednesday as well. Just not as bad as today. So highs in the 50s tomorrow. We'll stick with low 50s actually all the way through Saturday with that, again, that chance for some shower activity Thursday and Friday, then drying out for the weekend, a high of 55 on Sunday. That suddenly looks nice. Should be the first day above average for a while, and then we'll cool back off early next week.